Welcome to the Epic Company Culture Podcast, where your host, Josh Sweeney, will give you, the business leaders, HR professionals, and company culture aficionados, the knowledge you need to take your company culture to the next level.
Hello, my name is Josh Sweeney, and welcome to the Epic Company Culture Podcast. Before we get started, I would like to thank Prototype Prime for this amazing podcasting space. Today's topic is going to be a little bit different format from our other ones. What we've done is we've started reviewing amazing articles on company culture and finding out, reviewing different points of those articles that we would really like to highlight and share with you, and some takeaways from those, as well as some additional thoughts and concepts. The article I have today is a Bloomberg article. The title is Americans Quit Like Never Before as Job Market Confidence Surges. So lots of people quitting the jobs. In reviewing this, there was a couple different key points that I took out of this fairly short article. The first one is 3.56 million workers left their jobs voluntarily in May of 2018. And this was actually a record high. So this is a 17-year high of 2.4% of the employed market. So a lot of people are leaving voluntarily to go find better employment. Now, the quote from this is, more workers feeling assured on finding better employment. So this means that people, aren't happy where they are, and they're going to find new jobs, and they're doing it in record numbers. And what we want to pose to you real quickly is, are you the place that they're leaving, or are you the place that they're going to? So just some food for thought. Are you the place they're leaving, or are you the place that they're going to? So what are the differentiators? What are the things that we're seeing? Again, as always, through the company culture lens and the corporate culture lens, what are we seeing when it comes to why people are leaving? What are some of the things that companies are providing that these people are going to? And what are some of the things that the companies that they're leaving are not providing? So the first one we see is some company cultures are just better, right? They're better to work for. It's the same role. They're, a person's in a specific role. They're switching from a role at company A to company B, and company B is just better to work for. It's more open. It's more collaborative. They have team events. Maybe it matches their personality better. Maybe they donate more of their time to nonprofits, and this person likes that. Whatever it might be, we're just seeing a lot more focus on culture, and we know that we're going to continue to see that trend over, the next 20 years as people want to ensure that the places they're working for match them as a human and their culture. So that's one reason that we see people are leaving, at least from our perspective and through our lens. The other reason we're seeing people leave is a lack of vision for the growth in the current position. So historically, certain people rose up through the ranks very quickly or over long periods of time, and certain people didn't. And there's annual review processes, and there's all these things that were in place on where you were going in your company. And what we're seeing is a lot of employees are wanting to see the vision more. They want to know, where are they going? How are they growing? What's the vision for where the company's going to go? And they want to ensure that the decisions they're making today in the company that they select or leave or go to are aligned with where they're going as a person and where they want to go for the long term. So that's another thing that we're seeing. I mentioned reviews. The difference between companies that people are leaving versus companies that people are going to, what we've also seen is some trends around that growth and review process. So is this an environment where you meet with your manager once a year and discuss where you're going? Or is it quarterly? Or are you having a monthly sit down with your manager to discuss many other items? And it may not even be review. We're also seeing where people just want more feedback. Again, going to that collaborative environment from the closed offices and, the mock open environment, the mock open door policy where it's open, but, you're still not collaborating, to environments where people are wanting constant collaboration. They want to know where they can do better. They want to know, how do they get rid of things that they're not good at and have other people do that? How do they focus on things that they're good at? And instead of on a yearly review, we're seeing that going to quarterly and even monthly conversations that are going to help that person. Another one we see is the office environment. So this is a very common one. There's a lot of themes around this, especially in our podcasts, but we're seeing a lot of people leave these what they would consider these stuffy traditional environments and going to open, more collaborative environments. When leaving a company, we're seeing people that are leaving company A, which is, maybe a closed office environment, less collaborative. They haven't built those relationships with people, or if it's just not a place that helps you build those relationships by the environment, to places that are open. They provide refreshments, they provide snacks and drinks, and lots of other inclusionary and collaborative experiences as part of that office. Another way that we see, the small things and the small examples of that is even the lunch situation. Is this a company where most people are like heads down 90% of the time eating lunch at their desk, always cranking on something and always trying to get it done? Or is it a company where people are going out together for lunch and building up that camaraderie? So the question I would like you to ask yourself is, are you the company that they're leaving, or are you the company that they're going to? And why?
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Epic Company Culture Podcast with Josh Sweeney. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. For additional content and transcripts, visit epicculture.co. If you have questions or topics you would like us to address or expand on, tweet us at epicculture1 or email at podcast@epicculture.co.